Hello, friends. I hope that you are all having a wonderful day today. This is just going to be a chill stream. I had some game design ideas, and I just kind of wanted to share them. You found this from a Tetris video for 2021? Awesome! Well, welcome aboard. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm just going to be talking about some thoughts, hanging out, seeing what you guys are thinking. I'm having a wonderful day today. The music for today is a new arrangement of the Comfy Cave theme, which was commissioned by the delightful Bucket Lamp. If you've heard the normal version, I can pull it up here. This here is the usual version of the Comfy Cave theme, and it's beautiful. It's nice, upbeat, and I really like how that feels. I like how it sounds, I like how it feels. It's very much what I wanted, because when I commissioned it, I wanted something that was Secret of Mana. That was kind of my guiding light, is I wanted something that sounded like a Comfy Cave in Secret of Mana or Final Fantasy, like, less 6, more like 5 vibes of like just a little peaceful area where you can, wander around with a low encounter rate. Because that's kind of what the Comfy Cave is supposed to be, just like a small little peaceful comfy area to hang out. So, this piece is perfect for that. It goes between the more staccato and the more legato moments. This is by Anthony Baden-Saggers, a musician. Very good musician. They've done some other stuff that you actually might recognize. My dream is someday to come to, like Darren Korb or someone, or the guy who did the music for Soldiers. What was his name? Soldiers OST. Will Savino. Is either like a Darren Korb or a Will Savino or some one of those composers. But I want to hear how they would rendition the same theme, the same concept. I think it would be really interesting. But I have this synthwave loop. There you go. It's a little bit shifted. But it sounds very clean, very beautiful. Like, you can see the inspirations of the original being made into this. And I think they translate very nicely to this new genre of music. It's, how the Chocobo theme has been done in every genre of music, from mambo to dirge, like everything in between. I'm sort of doing that with my own theme. And this is very much what I want it to be. This is a very chill, a very comfy variation on it. I feel this is being a little bit more crystalline, a little bit more clean. If we're saying that the original theme is Secret of Mana, then this is more Tunic, right? If the original theme is Secret of Mana, then this is more, what's a good comparison point? Not like Neon White, but like Steam. Well, no, they had a very specific thing for theirs. SteamWorld is all, what is it? Electric Giraffe? What is it? Dang it, it's gonna bother me if I don't think of it. Steam Powered Giraffe. That's the one. Steam Powered Giraffe was in SteamWorld games. But yeah, something like almost like a, not quite a Celeste, but something more in that direction. Does that make sense? Something more in the direction of it. And hi. And then I was very, very pleasantly surprised this a week and a half ago for the first new rendition of the song that I didn't even commission. This was entirely thanks to Bucket Lamp, who decided that it was going to be a beautiful surprise to commission a variation on the Comfy Cave theme for our D&D game. And that's this. It's a subdued piano piece. But when I heard this, I thought of it as, like... When I heard this, I thought, this is the song that I'm going to listen to when I need to tell myself that everything's going to be alright. Like, this is my it's gonna be okay music, if that makes sense. I don't know, that's just what it feels like to me. I hear this, and it's like... things are gonna be okay. That's a good feeling to have. I recommend that you all try it. Try, feeling like things are gonna be okay. That's not easy, right? Sometimes that's hard. But that's okay, too. Because every day that goes by, we're getting better at things. And every night that passes through, you know, that's another day that you made it. Eh? You know I'm right. You know I'm proud of you. You know that you're doing well. Even if it doesn't always seem like it, you know that you are actually doing pretty good right now. You're doing good. It doesn't always seem like that. And all the things in the world that are, you know, not your problem keep on becoming our problem, but... well... there's only so much we can do there. But in some ways that's okay too. Because... we can work on the things that we can work on. Hi, I have emotions and now you have emotions too. Freaking get wrecked. Thought you were gonna get out of this stream without emotions? Nah. Well, I was listening to the funny lizard talk about the game design. No. No, you're walking out of here with emotions, girly. I'm so sorry. So, I got a new ring light, and I kind of want to try it out. I have an idea. This is between you and me, and anybody who clicks this video, which, honestly, they deserve it too. I had an idea, and that's kind of what, I forget his name. Oh. Basically the idea of having a 2-camera setup. More for, like, video essays than for regular streams. But be talking like this to the camera, you know, like in model, as my VTuber model, and then switch to camera 2, which is actually a ring light and actually an IRL recording, so you can see my personal reactions, and then go back over here in more in the character sense and be like, hey, so, you know, like, can you believe it? Like, I don't know. I think that'd be a cool idea. And I kind of want some feedback on it, because I think that's an interesting way of adding more personality to a video. I also want to do segments where I just use the pixel art models. You guys have seen the pixel art models. Well, the thumbnail for this video was one, so presumably at the very minimum you've seen that. But I have... what happened to make it so you can't just drag and drop things into OBS? What am I doing wrong to make that happen? I have an image flex slot I can use. You get it small enough that you can actually see it. why it was so enormous. But like using this and then having this, I've thought about doing it also instead of the Fugi Tech for some streams, where I just have all of my pixel art set up like this, and then set it up on the stream deck, so when I want to change, I can change very quickly. Why is this one so small? So I can just change it very quickly and, you know, make part of the stream acting that. Because at the end of the day, I'm a Muppet, right? At the end of the day, the similarities between what I do and being a Muppet are effectively cosmetic, right? What I do is I act into a screen with a capture of my actual face, and occasionally glitchy models, presenting my model. The only difference between me and a Muppet is that a Muppeteer has their hand up, you know, where the sun doesn't shine on a puppet. So, like, at the end of the day, that's all it is. And I've done puppet work before. What? Save them, yes. But I've done puppet work before. Like, puppetry is actually a thing that I've done for children's plays and events at a library. I've put on a puppet show. Fundamentally, that's what I do every time I stream. I just... Yeah, that's the one that's weird. Okay. So if I do that one... Okay, good. Oh, a little bit glitch on the hand. That's okay. Minor scuffs. You guys love it. Don't tell me you don't love it. I'll cry. Ah. Okay, so if I need to... Okay, so right now with the current setup, if I want to use my mouse, I need to turn to the right with my shoulders so that my mouse hand is still covered, because if I go straight on, it might lose tracking. That's good to know. There. Hi. That looks good. That looks good. So, hi. Feel free to drop any questions or any thoughts this entire time. This is just going to be a casual, laid-back vibe. I do have some game design thoughts that I've had rattling around my brain mind, and I wanted to share that. Nothing serious. God, I want to record Soldiers again. Soldiers is fun. It's been so long since I recorded that, but it was kind of like Midnight Suns, where literally nobody was watching it. Like, I had, like, you know, lower than average count. It's like, but I'm having fun. I'm having fun, and that's more important. So I think I should keep on having fun sometimes. I think I deserve to have fun. It's true. Hot take. Not a hot take, but, you know, it's hard to convince yourself some days. Some days you get caught up in looking at numbers or metrics or just, you know, how many people seem to want to enjoy you. And then you have to sit back and say, what can I do here? How can I be as interesting as possible for everybody? And what situations am I going to have the most fun and the audience is going to have the most fun at the same time? YouTube is mean, for real. What are my thoughts on End of the Crab's Treasure? So I have it. I own it. I haven't played it myself. I have watched a playthrough from Playframe. By the way, if you like my stuff, go check out Playframe. That channel is a huge inspiration for me. That's a huge inspiration for my performing of being not a VTuber. They're not a VTuber. But in terms of actually just being a performer and doing a Let's Play. Like, old Game Grumps and modern, and modern Playframe are the two inspirations for me. Anyways, another Crab's Treasure. I should ask for a collab with them someday. I'll need to get bigger before I can ask that. But I can keep on trying. After I finish cleaning up my room, which I need to work on a little bit more, and do the dishes tomorrow, and clean the main area and the commons, then I should have time to record some more shorts. Then after I record more shorts, I should have time to start another members-only playthrough. And that could be a thing. Maybe. Oh, don't forget to dust your ceilings. This, of all ceilings, this one above me probably needs it, because the ceiling above me is partially just like an air duct, because this was a closet, and partially just soundproofing material jammed up in between the slats of the floor above me. This is not a very complete room. For anybody who thinks that I'm, like, you know, in some posh recording chamber, I'm really not. I'm really not. Ah! Ah, my neck. There. Ah. Good neck exercise. So. Hi. Very odd space for a very odd lizard. Is true. Is true. This evening I sat down and I says to myself, I have right in front of me now some nice frozen fruit, a little bowl of goldfish crackers, some delicious water, and I am gonna turn on Foundation, which I've been watching lately, and just relax for an hour before a stream. I'm on in 5 minutes. So, I made it. Hey, at the end of the day, I got here, right? And that's important, because you guys are important to me a lot. Like, you guys are really important to me. I just didn't realize the time. Time is weird here. Like, look. This area is close to the Fae and, like, attached to it. So time doesn't always travel perfect. Time is mostly fine here. Is that better? I think that's better. Yeah, time's a mortal construct, and sometimes it's hard to stay inside of mortal time because, like, it doesn't always line up right. Because, like, I don't know, it's frustrating. But, yeah. I'm usually pretty good at managing it and handling, like, mortal timelines. It's not always easy, but I'm pretty good at this point. I've had practice for my life. I need to adjust my model bounce. Okay, now it looks like I'm doing some sort of, like, salsa dance or something. And I guess that'd be more, Indian jingle hip bell dance. That one. Shantae dance. I don't know. I have no idea. I've never done any of that kind of dancing. It looks gorgeous. It looks beautiful. I would definitely help my belly dancing. It's called a belly dancing. That's what I'm thinking of. That would be good for my tummy. Then I could get, like, girl abs and that'd be really hot. Honestly, that's like the biggest reason I can work on myself to exercise, is that I think it would be funny if I was more hot. Like, I just think straight up that would just be hilarious. Not even that. That's a little sturdier. There. Hi. So I got my new video card. I don't have it installed yet. It's gonna be mildly annoying because I found out I'm going to have to swap to a power supply, new power supply too. But the only other power supply I had on hand is a 1200 watt Seasonic, I want to say Seasonic, and that's not modular, and it has 1,000 cables coming out at the end, and I'm worried that if I plug it in, and I'm going to have to reroute all of my cables. Now, just to clarify, I have a home theater PC case. It's a full-size ATX system. Why am I not looking at Why am I not looking at camera? I don't know. But, it's a full-size ATX system, but the ATX system is, stacked, like, on top of each other. So, the bottom is the motherboard, and then the optical and hard drive array is on top of it. So if you want to change the power connector from the power supply to the motherboard, you need to remove all of the hard drives and optical drive and the video card to be able to route the cable. If you've ever replaced the Joy-Con on a Switch, it's like that. It's like working with a Switch Joy-Con, where you have to unscrew it, take the top off, unscrew it, take the back off, remove the battery. Now you're at the joystick connector. Now you can take the joystick connector off, take it to the side, carefully put the new one in, put it back together, put it back together, put it back together, put the backside back together, screw it back on. Now you've fixed it. And it's like, that's a lot of steps. That's a lot of steps for one bloody, joystick, because it's designed in a layered way for space efficiency, because the Joy-Cons are so small. Like, I've worked on a PS5 controller, and it's similar, but not as bad. The thing with PS5 controller is you have no idea how to open it. It's like, you look at a PS5 controller, and it's like, okay, I need to swap this out. This is a clean bezel that has absolutely no hint as to how to open it. There's no seams. There's no clear things to pop off. How do I get inside of this controller? It's a beautiful controller. How do I get in there? So you have to, like, pop off the black part of the bezel, which wraps around the entire thing, which lets you take off the thumb bumpers, the triggers. It lets you take off the trigger to access a screw hidden behind the trigger. And then when you remove that screw off the trigger, now you can take the top bezel off and actually start the process of working inside of the controller. It is not easy to get, like, everything in there set up. What? No. What? No. Wait. What? No. There we go. That's too much. A little bit less. That's very, very subtle. I don't need a lot of motion here. There. Now my model looks more like how I'm moving. Yeah, it's doing a little bit much. That's fine. I love VTubing. Like this is little adjustments. Like, one of the first things I got when I started VTubing was Jack Shadows. Shout outs to Jack Shadows, great, and a longtime friend of mine, who watched me and said, "It's so uncanny, because I see how you move, and I know how you talk, and this model looks so much like you when you're talking." It's like, that means so much to me, because piloting a model like a VTuber model is not easy. It is a different skill set, and being able to actually express myself and emote the way I do in real life does require me to adapt my motions. So the fact that I can actually, well, pilot this model at all is really, really, it makes me happy, makes me proud of myself, because I'm doing good. There we go. Does that look good? Oh, nice. Now I can actually have my model look up and down properly. That's been bugging me for a while. There. I'm also using, of course, the Leap Motion, which is pretty good. It encourages me to keep my hands out a little bit. And they're pretty, good. I'm also going to set up, not today, but when I install my new video card and power supply, and with the power supply that I have also, a couple of the ends are electrical taped because I think they're dangerous. And I think they might make everything explode. So I don't want my new video card to explode because I had to spend a lot of money on it. So I shouldn't use that power supply. But I have the 1200 watt power supply. Like, it's right there. And I have it. But I shouldn't use it because it's a really old power supply. So, under duress, I got a new power supply. So now I have a new Corsair power supply that cost me another $200 money. Just so it doesn't explode, even though I'm sure the power supply worked properly. I don't remember why I stopped using it, but I'm pretty sure it worked fine. But I'm not positive. Oh. It's fine. And if there's anything wrong with the power supply and it damages the video card, they're not going to accept it, because if it's an electrical thing, they're going to say that I overclocked it and that's outside of warranty, so it's not going to be covered if I It's a hassle, really. It's just annoying. Speaking of hassles that are annoying, I also got a, this thing. It's, yeah, the ring light that I'm... Wow, that was a face. Thanks, camera. There we go. I also got this ring light, but it has a regular mode, which is just a ring light, which is cool. This is all I need it for, frankly. It's a 16-inch ring light that I got for $25. Like, that's great. It was on clearance. But it also comes with a its own stand, which is great also because, sweet, free tripod stand. Yeah, you can always use one of those. So, like, love that for me. It also has LED mode, so you can make different lighting effects on the ring with different colors, the colors of your choice. That's like one of its big marketing things. It's like, sure, you know, like I could do some recordings with bisexual lighting. That sounds beautiful. That sounds really cool. But half of the LEDs that are color are broken. So the regular ones that are working fine, but the ones that actually manage the color aren't working fine at all. So those, I'm probably going to have to go back to the manufacturer. Wait, the bush needs to be a little bit farther away. No, that's not that hand distance. Yeah, there we go. So that's also a problem. And, like, it's a clearance item, so I can't just return it and say, hey, can I get another one? Because I don't think they have another one. So if I want to get this working, I'm going to contact them, say, hey, I just bought this. I just bought this brand new ring light from your company, and some of the LEDs aren't working. Can I send it into you for replacement? The store doesn't have any more. And hopefully it'll be under their warranty, and they'll send me out a new one, and I'll be able to use it. And then I'll have a good ring light that I got for $25. So that's cool. You're cute. Ah. I have thought about getting my model re-rigged someday. Because I love this model, and this model is gorgeous. This model feels so right for me. Like, I don't know. I love it. The hair really adds a lot. The spines, the fact that it's still in character as being like an iguana-themed, you know, kobold fae, is what I wanted. It's just exactly what I wanted. But the rigging isn't perfect because it was made by somebody who doesn't do rigging. They've never done VTuber rigging before. They learned on the fly. And first of all, shoutouts to them for learning a new skill on the fly to do for my commission. Like, holy cow, that's amazing. Thank you. I love it. I might want to do a re-rig someday where someone is more practiced in VTuber rigging, specifically VTuber rigging, because they've done animation rigging before, but that's like, you know, arm bones, like, you know, this part of the model, not the facial stuff. Not the facial stuff. So having somebody who's better at the facial stuff, specifically re-rig the facial stuff, would be a good idea. But I'm also getting a production version of the entire Comfy Cave. Yeah. And now that's impressive. Let me get this resized. There we go. So where I am right now here is inside of this. Let me just show the base map of it. So this is the map of the Comfy Cave with as a game zone. The area that I'm in being here. If you've been here for a while, you'll recognize several of the pictures that have been done by the amazing Dragon Last Dream. The outdoor view here. The classic, the first one that was ever made. This view right here, which was done for with the tree, which has now become an iconic part of the channel, complete with that, you know, the gemstone even appearing in all of my, you know, all of my stuff. That's, you know, this part of that, to the waterfalls themselves, which is just gorgeous. It's just, this came out so perfectly. The fact that you can see the cave in the background. The fact that you can see the cave background up here. So it still feels like it's a lived-in cave. If you look around, it still feels, you know, like enormous, titanically enormous, but also like at a comprehensible level. It's not like, you know, an Avatar where it's like, you know, 3,000 stories tall. It's like, no, this is a like Niagara Falls sized waterfall inside of a cave with a lake in front of it that you can swim in, a natural hot springs bubbling up from here that's been separated off and dug out so that it's more, you know, comfortable to sit in, like a hot tub sort of thing. A little campfire to talk, some beautiful rubble lying around. Showing these off this and that, these mushroom in the background. This old abandoned fort down here. this lake, which is somewhat reminiscent of like an underground Lake Hylia, sort of like just a big, beautiful open lake with something visually interesting in the center of it. And this little crystal pathway off that you can see in the distance, letting it be in a cave, in an interior of a cave, but also had to have a distance, for distance to be a meaningful concept, is now being worked on as an actual nice 3D model. I had an attempt with the one in the past that it was not turning out very well. So I will show that off for the first time in public here. Where is he? There we go. I didn't want to reveal too much of it. Where? Is that the most recent fly-through? Do I have... One sec, let me put it up. So you have this walk-in here. From the walk-in, you can see how big this area is opening up. There's still work to be done here. It's not, like complete, but you can see it taking shape. Like, it looks well along the way. Like, the walls are complete. The waterfalls will need some work, but like this has been since completed here. And that's gonna have a custom model for that tree. This is going to be lowered. That's going to be lowered down to ground, closer to the ground, and that's going to be that hot spring area. And if you come out this way with me, and look down, look at that opening. Look at that beautiful opening. And I'm going to take my side of it, when it says this part's complete, and add in God rays and add in some visual dust effects, just some floating dust motes that are settling in the air, to make that look, appealing. And I'm going to make a couple birds fly from one side to the other with a sound object, with a sound object attached to them, so that they can chirp as they fly across. This is also getting its own custom model that's being worked on now. There's a hidden passageway behind that waterfall, but the most important thing is that the scale is correct. Like, look at the scale of immenseness. That is a person size. That's the person. That is the human height that we were at the beginning. Like, this, is the scale of the view when you are in there walking around. It is in feeling this insignificance in view of this splendor, this visual awe. It is in feeling yourself as being small and just a trespasser in a new and foreign realm that sells the experience that I want to sell, that sells that experience of traversing into a new place where you can leave behind what issues you've had in the past, where you can set that behind and move on. And I'm overwhelmingly happy with how it's looking. And just to show you some of their other work, this is from a couple years ago. Let me see. They did this model. For Ultimate Spider-Man. This is their work. This Wolverine model. Wolverine 1886. It's Wolverine alive in the time of Red Dead. That's cool, right? Like, that's just a cool thing. They've more recently done a mod that puts Black Panther in. I'm trying to remember it. One of the Assassin's Creed games. The one that takes place in North Africa, where it's in Egypt. Is that all of them? I don't know. But you know the one, I think. Ma. So, I had an idea. Hear me out. What if you take as an indie game, this idea of a private investigator, like a journalist? I want it like the general theme would be like an old PI, like a detective story, but instead of using a detective, which has a modern era detectives are they're just more cops, right? They're just cops who don't do their job, less than most. So by going for like if a more modern scale, make it somebody who does that job, but is a good person. So take like a journalist, an investigatory journalist who's trying to uncover the truth of some, I don't know, corporate scam or whatever. But the idea is that it's a detective story with a supernatural element. I know, I'm the first person ever to think of having a detective story with a supernatural element. Please hold your applause till the end. but this time... Oh, man. How many different games? How many of them? But honestly, a lot of them good. Tactical Breach Wizards has some of the best writing I've seen lately. Like, oh my gosh, it's really, really funny. Anyways, the supernatural element being that there is I'm gonna say ghost for lack of a better term, a creature that is not, in this world, in the physical world, an entity, that can only communicate through editing text that this person sees. So this person will, I can just say that they can see a newspaper stand and immediately date the entire game to like the late 80s, early 90s. Like, bam, done. It's a news. It has newsstand. Okay, and okay, sure. That's the last time that real newsstands were actually a thing. So, so like looking at a newsstand and seeing one of the magazines that says, "Look out! Look out behind you. He has a gun." Turn, like that, and then slowly have them turn around, and then the next time they look, it doesn't say anything, and then slowly uncovering and learning that, these things that are changing, not so much changing the actual thing, so much as changing his perception of it. Like, if there's, a billboard, not everybody's going to see the billboard change, but when he looks at the billboard, he will see a message from this entity that he needs to then consider, okay, they're clearly here talking to me, they don't seem malicious, and they actually are genuinely helping me. What the hell do I do with this information? What do I do with this knowledge? Do I trust this? Do I follow this up on a lead? Am I actually uncovering someone's murder mystery and this is them speaking to me to help me find it? Is this, just a supernatural spirit that's, helping me along my path? Would I have found this otherwise? Would I have gotten this information otherwise? I think that that's a really interesting thing to explore in a game situation, like just in a detective game sort of situation of trying to piece together these puzzles. Sometimes that could be a hint, but most of the time I would like it to be narrative of a person beginning to decide, question their own sanity and decide, what is this that's talking to me? Do I trust it? And if I do, what does that make me? Right? Like, that sort of difficult question, to ask yourself. I think that'd be really interesting. And I had this idea earlier today, and it's just like, oh, that'd be fascinating to do. Because you could start it really slow with, like, just by having a good, genuine detective game for, like, half an hour, 40 minutes, before you start to nudge into this territory. Like, let's be honest, Disco Elysium throws you in head first into the ground, into a hangover, and starts out with your lizard brain telling you that it'd probably be more comfortable to stay dead. Like, they kind of hit you over the head with that really fast in the beginning. Let's be perfectly honest here. Like, they come in hot with that. Also, me and Jack Shadows playing Disco Elysium on the channel. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you tell your friends. Make sure you tell your enemies. I don't mind hate watchers. They give me views too. I don't mind that at all. But and that sounds cool, right? Like, that sounds like an interesting idea. Like, that as a setup, like, that as a premise, like not obviously there's a lot to flesh out, like what the actual game is about, but as a premise, that seems like a cool idea, right? And then you could take that premise, set it around, I don't know, the framework of how to blow up a pipeline, and then tell that story. I can't do that because I'm not, because that's more of a Native American pipeline that's in reference to. Apparently that's a movie. I have no idea. I've heard a lot of good things and interesting things about the book, but I don't know about the movie. Hi. Do you have any thoughts or questions or whatever? Because I'm here because I know I'm usually playing games because I want to show off the gameplay and my reactions to it. Because to me, that's where the value is in the channel. When a YouTuber does a more personal stream like this, I usually don't click it. I don't care as much for this kind of, personal interaction when I'm the one watching. So that's why I don't usually do these as often as I know you guys would like me to, because I have a hard time thinking that other people like them, because I don't usually enjoy them when other people do it. I enjoy doing it. I like talking with you guys, but I sometimes worry because I have self-conscious and I sometimes am worried that maybe I shouldn't be doing these because maybe people wouldn't like it as much, and then I could be like doing a deadlock stream and getting more viewers, making people happier because I want to make people happy, and that's the most important part because I want people to be happy and I want people to like me and I want people to think that I'm interesting. And if I'm playing a game, people will click because they like to think the game's interesting, and then I can be part of what's making things interesting, and with the backing of the game, and then talking about my own stuff along the side of it, and I make the commentary about the game, and then the commentary about the game ends up actually being interesting as well because I get to talk, use that as a launching point as opposed to just sitting and yapping because hi. Would you still love me if I was a nerd? Because I am a nerd. Any yaps about the current state of AAA? I'm gonna answer the one about the frill first. Hold on. I'll get to that in a sec. Oh, what product do you use for your frill? Can I actually even interact with this? I think it doesn't because if I actually get my hand too close to my hair, it gets out of tracking. Dang. Hi. But honestly, like, the genuine answer, no product, because this is how iguana frills kind of fall over themselves. Like, there's a bit more here than you would actually have on an iguana. There's, like, more of them here and then one space with, like, 2 or 3 coming out in a spot here. And if I turn around, oh, there's a little seam there because of the arms. I can probably get that fixed at some point. But if you see here, the spines come out like the iguana spines. So, yeah. It's a nice touch that took a lot of detail work with the artist to make, because it's the biggest change. If you look at most of my fan art is from when I didn't have any spines at all, and it's a big difference in the character, bigger difference than the look. Getting that is a bigger difference than the tits. Let's be honest. Like, let's be real honest here. That's a bigger difference to the model design than these are than these are. So so yeah. That's what I use for my frills. This is designed to be actual, like, iguana spines growing out and flopping over a bit. So they would be actually natural and not with no actual conditioning or tuning. It just, as long as it stays out of my eye, then it's fine. Lizards have booba. I'm a fae. At the end of the day, I'm not. I'm barely even a furry, right? I'm playing a D&D character from a video game. I'm a video game character more than I'm a furry. I'm I am a lizard in the sense that I am a video game kobold character. Like, yeah, you could say the same thing for Argonians or Dragonborn, but, like, Dragonborn actually have a reason, though. So if anything, this is your fault. Exactly what I'm saying. There you go. You get it. But the first Dragonborn were actually disciples of Bahamut, who transformed themselves into the Dragonborn by encasing themselves in a egg for 24 hours, I want to say, maybe more. But by encasing themselves inside of a large egg and sleeping there, and then when they came out, they were Dragonborn, and they retained some features of their previous race. So, like, the Elven ones, have some frills that are like ears and stuff. The Halfling Dragonborn are still Halfling size, but are full Dragonborn. And in 4th and 5th edition, the Dragonborn are a race that is descended from those people. So those people are still the humans that have been changed into a draconic form, not actually a half-dragon ancestral race. It's a race descended from those who had the blessing of Bahamut. D&D again, obviously. So, because of that, the ladies have boobs, and it's okay for lizards to have boobs. Thank you for coming to my TEDx talk. if you enter Brumination, can I use you as a blanket? Absolutely, though realistically, I am not going to Bruminate. I am going to be the iguana asleep in a tree that's going to fall out. Like, that's going to be me. I'm going to crawl into a tree and take a nap through the winter. And the bigger risk is me falling on you as you're walking, rather than me, crawling into a hole and sleeping. So like just to that, except like with the anime thing where stereotype where you turn around a corner and you run into a cute girl, except I'm going to fall out of the tree and land directly in front of you, or possibly even in your arms if you are really, really cute. Just saying. Possibility exists. I'm in a good mood. The AAA industry is hosed. The AAA industry keeps on treating video games as a business as opposed to a passion, and they keep on getting played by small indie companies who are making the genuine better games. I mean, Larian isn't indie anymore, but they were. Supergiant isn't indie anymore, but they were. Those are the trains that are actually making the best games right now. Then you have things like Big Fan and Shiny Shoe. Monster Train 2 just had its DLC launch day, and it's lovely. I also have a couple episodes of Beastie Ball that I need to edit and put out, where I'm actually collabing with Nyangere, which is made by the same people who made, get this, Chicory. If you want a real blast from the past, if you want some real Jade the Kobold deep cuts, go watch the Chicory playthrough. There's a lot of good stuff in there. A lot of good stuff, strong emotions, and like just beautiful gameplay. Go watch the Chicory streams, for real. You do not have to, but like if you want good classic Jade the Kobold energy, that's where you can find it. Playthroughs what got you to play Chicory, amazing game. I'm glad to hear that. I'm always worried to play more indie games just for no other reason than because I'm worried about people not showing up, you know? Like, there's some fine line between playing stuff to grow the channel and playing stuff that no one's heard of, you know? And when I run into something that not a lot of people have heard of, but is still fun and I want to show it off, sometimes that hurts the channel. And, like, sometimes it's great with, like, Chicory. Other times I get hit with, I get punished for it, like Midnight Suns or, what was the other one before that? That kind of punished me for trying new stuff. Soldiers, obviously. Look Outside's doing well, and I'm so glad because I'm having so much fun in that game. I have more episodes of Zelda that I need to edit. I have one more Look Outside before I need it, and I need to, throw rocks at Magus until he's good to collab again. Oh yeah, Ghost of Tsushima tanked, but that's okay. I still played a lot of that game, and am playing a lot of that game. I have too many games that I'm in the middle of right now, but I don't actually mind because, well, I like, I like being in the middle of games and thinking about them, and the desire to return to them actually fills me with happiness. So, I just see that as a good thing, Meow. I'm going to be coming up soon on my 1000th live stream. I have 936, so I'm probably going to hit that sometime this year. That's pretty cool, right? Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm just looking at some of the older streams that I've done, and like, oh god, I quit my job and got invited to the UN. Yep, that's a thing that happened. Man, what even is my life? I don't even know. My life is just absolutely weird. I regret very little of things because, well, I haven't lived my life in a way that will give me things that I want to regret. I live my life in a way that brings me happiness. You know? At the end of the day, that's what's important to me, is being happy and making other people happy. And if I'm able to eat and have shelter and make people happy, that's a better life lived than when I had the title of vice president of a company. That's a better life lived than when I worked tech support and got yelled at by people who blamed me for their own computer mistakes. That's a better life than I've really had a chance to live. And between, this is doing this and being like, doing things like convention work that brought me my heart joy, and like, taking care of people and being supportive of friends, which makes me very happy because I get to see them succeed and I get to be happy, and everything's really nice and happy, and I like that. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. Hi. Thank you, Conley. Thank you, Getty. I appreciate it. And thank you to the other several viewers who watch and enjoy me, because that's what makes me happy. I hope that I make you happy and that the world can be a little bit less scary because you get a fun little lizard aunt to spend time with, and who is doing her best to try to have fun and make sure that other people have fun. Wow. The world's bright. Aww, thank you. The familiar parts of your less scary. That's all I can hope for. I'm glad to hear that, Conley. That gives me happiness. That means I'm doing something right in my life. I never went to the UN, by the way. Well, that's not entirely true, but the rest of that's not a story for today. I mean, the time that I got invited to the UN last year. Don't worry about that. Anyways. Oh, what even is my life? I used to go over to a friend's house and play, they had Mega Man 1 and 2, and I had Mega Man 3. You generally would have fallen apart years ago without the community your silly gay gooberness brought together. Aww. I love all of you so much. I'm so glad, Buck. That means that my life that means my life is worth it. No, I don't mean that in a weird way. I mean, that means that what I'm doing is meaningful. And if what I'm doing has meaning, that's a good thing. So they had Mega Man 1 and 2, and I had Mega Man 3. All for the all for the Nintendo, the classic Nintendo NES. And, we would all go over their house once in a while, like me and some of my other friends, and we'd sit around the Nintendo, and obviously only one person can play because it's Mega Man, and we got to play together for a while, and then someone might be able to have their dads or their moms or someone make hot dogs or grilled cheeses for us. And then we got to have it, but you have to go call your mom on the phone. The phone's in the kitchen, by the way. You know where it is. So if you want to give her a call and ask if you can stay for dinner, we'd love to have you, and we have enough here. And I want to live my life in such a way that other people can experience that very niche, very specific emotion. Because that's what gaming and community both mean to me. Because that was such an impactful moment in my life of bonding together over talking about a game while playing it. That's what I want to give to other people. That, fun. That type of fun. The type of fun where you just kind of yap and think about the world and talk together about, well, cool things that you know. Because I want to hear your guys' stories. And I've got a lot of stories to tell you guys. And I like that. So, thank you. Thank you for being a part of my journey. If I have been able to entertain you in some way, then I'm glad. And if there is a Ko-fi link down there, and if watching me is worth 60 cents a day, then you could sign up to give a little bit to me for trying to do this, and it's fun and I like it, and I will do it anyways. You don't have to. You really don't have to, but if there's a little part of you that wants to be supportive of it, my YouTube money I make goes into making more YouTube stuff. All the money for YouTube is a different account, and I might need to tap into it for food at some point. Definitely, probably in about 2 weeks, because I had to pay for a big bill, several big bills today. But for the most part, YouTube money pays for YouTube, and that's how I do things. So that's what gets me the ability to commission the cave and the model and the games I play and the hardware that I play them on. So thank you so much for letting me get this far. I have the best mic on the market. I have a gorgeous model. I have a $150 old iPhone that actually has the iFacial mocap installed, so I can actually do this. And I have a Stream Deck, and I wouldn't have any of these things without, generous contributions from viewers like you. But for real though, So, thank you. I'm not saying go donate now. I'm not. I'm saying thank you for everybody who's watched or donated or has enjoyed me or has led others to me, because everything's gonna be all right. I'll release a video next week that's just this music on loop for an hour. And I recommend listening to it once in a while, to remind yourself that everything's going to be okay. Because it is. You're safe here. And not in a safe space type way. I mean in you're over a friend's house who's gonna make you some hot dogs and we're gonna play some games together. That kind of safe. That's the kind of safe that I want to be for the world. That I am for the world. How about that? I can actually not say not how I want to be, but how I am. It's not a good feeling. That's a good feeling. Because that's what I am for the world. So, thank you. Thank you very much for being here with me and for sharing with me. I don't know where I was going or what I was doing with any of the stream, but you watched it this far, so you should probably give it a like. How's that for it? Okay, well, I don't know. I love all of you in your own unique ways. I love Buck in the way that I love Buck. I love Sola in the way that I love Sola. I love Getty in the way that I love Getty. I love Conley in the way that I love Conley. And all the rest of you who are here or have considered being here, or even just who showed up for the first time. Damapig, I showed up here earlier, and I don't know if you're still here having a good time, or Or Cobalt is still, vibing around. I don't know who's here or who had a good time, but thanks. I'll see you next time. Bye bye. I love you.